Guys, Vince Roddy here. Man, can you believe the setup that I'm having? You don't see it, but it's the most simplest kind of like way to have a tripod in front of your face. Yep, that kind of setup. Man, one day I'm gonna have a setup. I'm gonna have a studio and stuff like that. Just made dreams. I'm still in the beginnings of this channel, and one day all that would change. Which I don't know. Probably in the future. But yeah, let's get into some news. Welcome to VinzTalk, where I just talk about different news, different things happening. The majority of this whole entire podcast, or of course, as I call it, the VinzTalk, is centered around the Game Awards, which just happened like a few days ago, and pretty much right now. Like I believe it. I believe I would have to say like yesterday or the day before that, because the Game Awards, man, the news is still circling around that whole situation of the kid coming up and giving a huge award to Bill Clinton. I guess shout out to Bill Clinton. Yep, he won. He won the whole thing. Okay, the sabotage. This kid has definitely made a name for himself. And it wasn't that crazy. It wasn't heckling. It wasn't anything. It definitely was, against it was a dumb thing to do. That's for sure. If you're trying to sign, like, I thought it was going to be some kind of like protest or something, because wasn't that happening earlier this year with the whole animal protest saying like, stop the animal cruelty, these vegans actually doing that. Listen, as much as I, you know, agree with some of that, stuff when it comes down to saving animals, or hey, you believe you want to believe. But if you're just going out, trying to throw like old raggedy tomatoes on Mona Lisas and just like paintings that needs to be guarded and also needs to be actually like, you want to keep these preserved, try actually shielding them. And I'm hoping that when they throw the sauce or trying to spoil some of the art for no reason, all for like, animal protests, like, can you, like, I hope that some of the paintings are like guarded, because that's like some expensive stuff. And also it's been around for years, and pretty much, yeah, that would suck if it was just like spoiled like paint, all because some animal protest want to speak there, or climate change or something like that. And I get with climate change, it's definitely happening for sure, but man, you just gotta have to, what does throwing paint and actually just ruining the art, or just sabotaging just graffiti, have to do with any of that? But this is not one of those, okay? This kid just basically went up on stage, literally in the end, and I feel like he did it the most respectful way he could do. He waited for the awards to actually finish. He waited for the person that created Elden Ring, I believe the developers, I don't freaking know, get their award, which is shout out to Elden Ring. I guess that they're the winners. I was predicting Elden Ring or Ragnarok, and for a funny moment I was actually predicting Stray, which there is a part of me where I'm like, yeah, that's kind of dumb, but at the same time, that would be hilarious if Stray won. But at the same time, yeah, Elden Ring won. They had a big impact earlier this year, I believe somewhere around February, and they won the award. And after that, yeah, this kid just went up and give a big shout out, nominated Bill Clinton for, like, as an Orthodox rabbi, I guess. I don't know. Okay, I'm not Jewish. Some people, for whatever reason, would think I am. I don't know where that came from. Okay, not all like white folks actually are, especially ones that look like Jewish. I don't even know if I look like Jewish. Okay, even though I sound like a typical Jewish, like, New Yorker accountant or something, because of my accent. Yeah, that it's an accent. I just from a region that actually has this. But at the same time, yeah, Bill Clinton won this whole award. This whole Game Awards is centered around this whole kid that made it the night. And pretty much when everyone else, especially this live stream I was in, that was just talking crap about the whole entire Game Awards, literally has nothing positive to say. Even some of the positive stuff surrounding the Game Awards still has nothing positive to say, because there's this whole thing about the Game Awards being a big, huge advertisement, big, huge, like, just Jeff Keighley actually just stroking his ego or something like that, as they said. And also like not giving a lot of gameplay, just showing trailers and just not even having the, and pretty much for me, I don't have nothing bad to say about the Game Awards. Every Game Awards itself, yes, because of the popularity, it's gonna have ads. It's gotta be popular. You gotta understand this. When things are popping, they're gonna have ads. There's gonna be ways to actually monetize it, and other people are gonna try to monetize it. Okay, don't be surprised when Microsoft tries to come in and try to, hey, can you show like 19 ads? We'll pay you this much because they have a lot of money, even though Microsoft is going through something. But don't be like surprised at all. And I'm not the person, but some people are just like, oh, I hate the Game Awards. I'm just tired of these ads and stuff, which I get. I understand that it can get annoying. That's for sure. But what you gotta do? You just can't change it. You just can't watch FIFA or the freaking Super Bowl and not expect ads. Okay, it's kind of known for ads at this point, especially the Super Bowl, of having like every year, and they're just showing like mad ads, the best ads, and pretty much it's for best performance, and the companies are it's all a good time. It's kind of like everyone wins, but I guess the Game Awards is different due to the fact that most of the ads are centered around gaming. That's for sure. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I was supposed to talk about these other things first, which I will get to. But later on, when I do come back to talking about the Game Awards, there is a couple games I want to talk about, some announcements that I want to discuss, and probably get a little bit, look. Even though I like the whole kid thing, like, there's not much news for me to share about the kid that actually got, that went to jail, I believe. Like, he's a professional troll from what I heard. And going to, especially that whole like Free Hong Kong movement years ago that actually happened. And yeah, the kid just like protests of, I guess, some other like, sports shows and, and online and stuff like that. So I guess, this kid is not new to doing all this. But he did this in the most respectful way. At the same time, it is kind of wrong. It is dumb. Like, okay, you just, you're just trolling at, and in the end of this. What's the point of that? And I really thought he'd blend in. But man, when I was seeing the kid, I was like, man, something is off. And I wasn't alone. A lot of people noticed that as well. A lot of people are like, man, yeah, something seems off about this kid. That is not part of the Elden Ring development crew, okay? That's not part of From Software or something. Looks like he's too young. I feel like, when I saw it, I was like, at first, I don't know, this is sort of like a dumb way to say, but I thought it was Sunny. I thought it was Sunny Soljic up there, which it isn't. And pretty much, it was just some other like kid that sort of looked like him. I believe it's the hair. I don't know. But yeah, let's talk about some other things before we get back to the Game Awards. One of them is like this whole Thankmas that happened with Jacksepticeye's channel. And let me tell you, when Jaden Animations is doing like a full live stream, and also I've heard that other streamers are doing some other things as well, other YouTubers, and also like this whole thing going on with Jacksepticeye with Thankmas. There was a part of me where I just wish, that one day that I would join one of these live streams, that, there will be a moment, like, because I was looking at this whole thing that Jacksepticeye was doing, had Game Grumps in there, had Markiplier, all the big YouTubers basically. And the whole time I'm just like, man, can you imagine if I could just pop in there, if there was just a way at all? Like the idea of like, collabing with these big YouTubers sounds like it would be selfish for me, because it's like, well, I'm just having their faces so I can get more subscribers and whatnot. But what if I did ask them? Because the whole time I'm just like, what if I asked Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, or Aaron Hansen, or just the other YouTubers and stuff like that? Would that help me? Like, would that actually benefit something? Which of course it will, because I'm collabing with one of the greats, or But what about people that I'm into, the ones that because there's many big YouTubers, and especially a lot of smaller YouTubers that I want to collab with, and it all just starts with like like an email and stuff like that. I know that it's just that one that I really want a professional setup of actually having that to make that true. I don't mind actually doing any collabs when I actually have this this setup right now that is temporary, but one day, just hoping that somewhere in the future, or at least in a few weeks, that I can actually have a better one. And that would all determine if I actually can live stream, because the whole idea of doing live streams is something still in my head. Those things. So that's what made me think about it when I actually saw Thankmas, Jacksepticeye, and man, a lot of people were donating. The chat was going on, which makes sense because he has like 28 or 30 something 30 million subscribers, okay? 30 million or 40 million. I don't know, somewhere in the millions, double digit millions. Man, that's a lot. Okay, I guarantee you, I'm not surprised if there's a lot of people like asking like, oh, want to collab or this like that. So yeah, that's a lot. Also, some other news that I really want to talk about that a lot of people are not really talking about talking about, which you know isn't a surprise. But I think years ago, there was this whole Dear Moon program that was going on. It was something that the some Japanese like entrepreneur wanted to actually, and especially the climate of space programs, actually go into space, and that in this future of going up there and just like it's like there was this one program called Dare Moon, which actually sent people like especially celebrities or something like that to send them up to the moon, and it was going on, and pretty much there was like a lot of people that really want to sign in to actually, because there was a chance of you going to the moon if you sign in, because this program allows you to actually get to achieve that dream. And there was just like one person where I really do want to see go to the moon. And I see anyone else, especially in the future, I guarantee you like the next 5 years, are like, oh, people are gonna go to the moon easy. I guarantee you that that it's definitely probably gonna happen. And there was one person that I never thought was going to the moon that failed, but actually went there, that actually got accepted. And it was like a few days ago, I believe. And you see in the picture here, there was Dear Moon crew. They got like Steve Yoki there. They got some artists, dancers, some poets, some a lot of entrepreneurs and stuff like that involved with the Dear Moon program. And the people going to the moon is the one like far left over there is a guy named Tim Dodd, which didn't get accepted, but now he got accepted. And now that made me think when he got accepted, because it was a surprise. I was like, oh, the Dear Moon program is still going. And there was this person named Gabe Black Griffin, a person that I knew from the Brony community, and also from his involvement with Hazbin Hotel. I was like, yo, I wish that he would actually get his chance to go to the moon, because the whole time I'm thinking about that, I'm just imagining like like me, someone coming up to him with an envelope, or asking him in the panel, like it would just be this setup. This is my setup of actually this, being the most coolest way of just accepting him to the moon or something, by giving him an envelope, but he's in the panel, and he does a bunch of panels with the company he works with. And it will be one person, one fan actually ask him like, oh, remember the Dear Moon program? And later on, they would give gifts. And this person would actually give him a gift. Like, yeah, I have a gift for you. It's an envelope. And pretty much it's the moment when Gabe and Black, or, Black Griffin, as I call him, that's his like, YouTube username, or that he would just like freak out, like realize like, whoa, I'm going to the, oh my god, is this a ticket or something like that? That kind of idea. So I'm just imagining that would happen. And, pretty much these are just ideas I have. As a writer, I always have ideas of all those coming in, especially when you make other people's dreams come true. Because the whole time I'm just like, like, oh man, if Tim Dodd got in, then what about, what about Gabriel Brown, his real name, but also known as Black Griffin? What if he goes in? Like, that has to happen. I don't know. A man can dream. But the whole Dear Moon program is going to be crazy. These are people, literal entrepreneurs, and there's been a lot, a lot of people going to space. And when I say a lot, a very few. We're talking about just the double digits. That's it. But man, it's going to be like, it's 10 digits. It's going to be hopefully like a good amount of people that is going to be up there in space. Okay. You got Blue Origin sending like, especially the guys from Dude Perfect, big YouTube channel, going to space with Blue Origin. And they just went to space for a little bit, because if you're not familiar with Blue Origin, they just send you to space for like, 10 seconds and that's it. At least to me, it'll be like, or at least 10 minutes. I don't know. But for this one, this is like legit. You're going to the moon, and the Artemis mission has been successful. And for those that don't know the Artemis mission, it's literally people going to the moon. It's a project of people from NASA going to the moon, which will be like the first woman going to the moon, the first person of color going to the moon. So there's a lot of people actually going up to the moon. And and the Dear Moon program would definitely add to that, all because of a Japanese entrepreneur was nice enough for them to actually follow their dreams. And I'm hoping that Gabe would actually follow his dreams. I hope that because I saw his video of how he was depressed and all that, and he really announced that he was very, very open about his failure of the Dear Moon program, sending him an email and telling him like, yeah, sorry, you've been cut for the program, and that is sad. Rejection in many ways is sad, especially when it comes down to following your dreams. I would be sad, um, especially if I believe mine is different. If like Webtoon cut me off from actually doing content, yeah, that would be messed up. I would be like, well, shoot, what do I do now? And that's something that nobody wants. That's what I don't want. That's what nobody wants. And I want everyone else to actually follow their dreams of like, but it takes like a big company like, YouTube, Webtoon, or even like NASA to actually get there, and pretty much Gabe doesn't have that. And I hope he gets it. Because if Tim Dodd already got his exception, I hope that Gabriel Brown gets his exception to go to the moon. Moving on, let's now talk about the Game Awards. But before that, there was this whole news about Microsoft versus the FTC. And, spoiler alert, look, I'm not going to go into this news much, but Microsoft lost. So bada boom, bada boom. I don't know about the legal ratifications of all of this. They lost. They lost a lot of money from it. And I'm just like, well, yep, too bad. Too bad. No, but seriously, that's sad. Okay, illegal things. Yeah, that sucks. But yeah, speaking of Microsoft, which I don't know, if Microsoft was even part of the Game Awards. I heard the Microsoft company wasn't, even though Phil Spencer was there. But the Game Awards, Christopher Judge won for Best Actor. Man, he had a long speech. It was emotional, and I keep noticing that every long speech has like a music to the end. I guess it's a way for them to warn them. And yeah, Christopher Judge, he looks rad though. Okay, he looks rad. And I actually predicted that he win, and I was right. I was like, yeah, let's go. Because, God of War is like killing it out there. Hades 2 was announced. That looks cool. Never played the first one, but I really wanted, check the first, the second Hades, now seeing it. Bayonetta Origins. This is a game where I'm like, yo, this looks good. It has a very fairy tale-ish kind of feel to it. And I'm just like, we're getting the origins of Bayonetta. Wasn't that the second or the first game? I don't know. There was a movie there was a lot of Bayonetta stuff that I watched. And there was this anime movie from Bayonetta that I watched, and pretty much I thought that was going to be the origins in some ways when showing like, the adult Bayonetta next to like a kid Bayonetta, and I thought that was going to be some kind of like way to fill in the origins, but no, we're gonna actually get an actual origins of Bayonetta. Next is Judas. Pretty much it's another game that is going to be centered around the Bioshock universe. Hosier singing Blood on Ice, which is from Ragnarok. That was cool. He's the guy that sang Take Me to Church. Take me to church. Okay, something like that. I forget how the flow of the lyrics. I know the lyrics, but I forget how it flows. We got a Suicide Squad trailer in dedication of Kevin Conroy, which sadly passed away. Future Class of Gaming, they probably have like, street dancer there. These Future Class ads. I'm just like, what is happening? Another ad with dancing, which is funny. Party Animals, that's another game, I believe. Arcane 1 for best adaptation, which I'm like, yo, who's surprised? Okay, who is surprised? Because they deserve it. Jedi Survivor, about this hot guy, ginger guy that actually make it, part of another game. Earthblade, Dune Awakening, that's another game announcing. Forspoken demo is out. Death Stranding 2 is coming. Pretty much showing a trailer, showing old Norman Reedus. Immortals of Evium, that looks cool. Tekken 8. I really am curious, to see more of Tekken, because I'm on for Lily, okay? I hope to see Lily and the female characters, and they just have to show the dudes. Dust Falls wins Best Impact. Big ups to them. Pretty much that's one of my predictions, I believe. Baldur's Gate looks nice. A new trailer for Baldur's Gate. Wayfinder, that looks cool. Aurora, the elf is Aurora. I saw Aurora there. My first introduction to Aurora is like, what is wrong with her? Is she okay? And she dressed as an elf. And yeah, she's part of like the Sky in collaboration with this artist named Aurora. The game Sky, which I played on mobile, it's a beautiful game. So I guess that makes sense. Google Play Games is a new thing that is coming out from Google. It's called Google Play Games, I believe. I don't know. I guess it's their successor when trying to actually dug out, Yeah, Stadia, because Stadia is gone. Let me tell you, Halsey did a Diablo performance at the Game Awards, and one of the music performances are very good because they actually had like stuff that is very prevalent to the actual freaking games instead of some random rapper actually singing about arcades. Which, okay, I don't even know what that's about. Slim Jim, is that his name? Slim, the guy from Ray Strimmer. Anybody remember that? Ollie World lost. I can't believe that. They lost like best sports games, best sports slash racing games because Gran Turismo won. Ludwig won for best content creator. I predicted that. Tears of the Kingdom won most anticipated. Horizon, Burning Shores. That looks nice. It's a new Horizon game, I believe. Blue Protocol. That looks cool. Remnant 2. I forget what these trailers look like. There was a Transformers trailer that actually I didn't know was Transformers at the beginning, so that was a huge shock. Behemoth VR, that looks nice. Keegan Peele was actually doing an introduction for the Super Mario movie clip, and it was with Toadstool this time. And also the Muppets invaded the show after that. Banishers from Don't Nod, that looks good. Especially how it's sort of like reminds me of Witcher in ways. Meet Your Maker, that's like another like sort of like a game that is sort of to me inspired by Mario Maker, but it has a dark essence to it. Crash Bandicoot Invasion. That's there's an invasion from Crash, the guy that actually wears the Crash Bandicoot mascot, and he's introducing a game called Crash Team Rumble, which I was sad because I thought it was gonna be another a Crash remake or another Crash platformer, which isn't. Firstly was there and doing an introduction. The Lords of the Fallen, which is sort of Bloodborne-ish. Okay, that's what it looks like to me. Crime Boss had a lot of freaking Crime Boss Rock City, as I call it. Chuck Norris was in the game. Danny Trejo. Vanilla Ice, that was random. What else? Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty has Idris Elba in there. Armored Core has what was this? Fires of Rubicon. Next is, and also the orchestra was there. Like this, but okay. Let me tell you, this is a very long Game Awards. 3 hours. Like, geez, I had to. I tried my best to recap a lot of this. I'm trying to speed it up, but yeah, I'm trying. Also, if you hear voices in the background, yeah, that's my family talking. Next is, and also Elden Ring 1, and that's when the kid was there to escort the whole show, I guess, and steal the whole show. So yeah, that happened, and I was like, "Wow, good show!" And what? Who's this kid? So I had to take a couple breaks. There was a lot of talking in the background, so I had to wait for them. But moving on, yeah, that was the Game Awards. Pretty much, it was not bad, as people keep saying it is. But then again, I'm an optimistic watcher. A lot of times, I look at every game, every movie. I'm like, "Yo, this is the dopest." But honestly, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. There's a lot of good games. There's a lot of amazing trailers. The wokeness is a little too much. They're showing the Google ads, and I'm like, okay, forced diversity. Here we go again. But other than that, it's pretty good. The music performances, I don't know what's people's problems with the music performance, okay? Especially the orchestra. Now, that was the highlight. It wasn't really that good compared to 2018. Now, that one was a banger. But, the orchestra was not bad, especially this flute guy, and also this moment where the cameraman almost stumbled. That was hilarious. But yeah. Sorry, I just ate a little bit. Pretty much. Well, I was taking a break. I probably should do that in most of my VinzTalks, where I just take a 3-minute break just to breathe and also wait for everything to settle down in the environment I'm recording in. But moving on, animation stuff. We got Sonic Prime. And pretty much the first episode has been out, but it's live on Roblox. I heard it was live, like literally, you heard it here first. Live in the freaking game on Roblox. And I'm like, what? And pretty much there was a review for Sonic Prime, and they said, yeah, I watched it on Roblox. I'm like the game? Like, are you serious? What is going on with these games, with these metaverse games or something like that? Roblox, Sandbox, all the boxes, It's like, okay, well, how do I freaking watch it? It's supposed to be live on Netflix. Okay, Netflix, they just decided to actually have it live in freaking Roblox. Are you serious? Is Roblox smooching on Sonic, the property or something? Are we gonna see like Sonic Frontiers collaboration with Roblox? Is that gonna be a thing? I don't know. I don't know, but that was random. Other than that, moving on. Hopefully, I see the first episode, but and hopefully it's better than Sonic Boom. Okay, let me tell you. Suit to Armor. Pretty much, I'm just reading the stuff here. So there's been few series finales. I'm just like, man, it just had to be like this. Suit to Armor's ending. Nice to Meet You's ending. Like Boyfriends was ending. It felt like it's ending. It's not ending though. There's no finale, and I'm still waiting for the artist to actually come back, being Ray. And I gotta say, pretty much, I'm kind of a bit worried. I said this in my Discord. Go follow me in my Discord. I guarantee you, I make a little bit more sense in Discord compared to me making sense here in VinzTalk. Which is saying a lot. But in Discord, I said something like, "Oh, man, I hope that Ray comes back." Because it seems like he's putting his art, his work in Patreon, which I get it. You gotta make money. You gotta, this and that. But this channel will not float if if all the reads and all the webtoon reads, especially if Ray announces, because I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid that Ray will announce that, hey, guess what? All our content is now going to be in Patreon from now on. And I'm just like, what? Are you serious? I can't read it. And that's just a wrap. That's a wrap from Boyfriends. If that happens, you're not going to see any Boyfriends episode in this channel. And I'm hoping it comes back, because if it doesn't, then, pretty much, listen, Boyfriends is the source of the channel. BLs, in many ways, there has to be a better BL to compete with Boyfriends, because it's, literally up there, you know what I mean? And, yeah, hopefully it does come back. And I hate that feeling where I feed off from Boyfriends, even though that's sort of true. But, it is what it is. But, yeah, I know there's another finales. Moving on, I'm gonna do this quick because I hear somebody using the restroom. That's just great. Hazbin Hotel is doing what is this? Oh yeah. They did a Lucifer reveal, as you see in this picture right here. It looks cool. It's not bad. I heard a little bit of drama here and there about it. I also noticed the Vox Velvet and Valentino artwork. I believe I talked about that a few days ago. And also, it's coming. Hazbin Hotel is coming this summer of 2023. Which I'm really excited for. I'm just still waiting for the actual thing to what's gonna be in it. With A24's spin on the show. But yeah, that's all I have for now. I was gonna go into Hazbin Hotel, but I have all these damn distractions. Okay, I can never do a long or a live stream because there's always gonna be noise in the background. It's just annoying. So yeah, other than that, I have to cut this short. See you guys when I see you. Merry Christmas, and yeah, one love and a peace.